Hi, my name is Mandy Johnson. I'm a athletic trainer, physical therapist, and owner of Renegade Wellness. And we are discussing today two steps, really step one of two, to create an effective employee wellness program. So, just a couple of facts before we get started. Number one, employee health is are good for the productivity and profitability of a business. So, if you want to know a little bit more about that, go back and watch some of the earlier videos where we discussed John and how his low back pain, high blood pressure, that he's a little bit overweight, affect the amount that he can get done at work. Again, not because we should discriminate or judge John, just that we all know when we don't feel as good, we can't get as much accomplished in our day either. So, uh, just having healthy employees helps them to give their best while they're at work and while they're at home. So, you should also really value that, because how an employee feels about their home life and how that's going makes them feel valued. If you value how they're able to do the things they want to when they're not at work, that's huge to them. That's huge to me. When I have been an employee in the past, just knowing that someone actually cares, not just about me getting seeing this person or that person or getting this note done or that done, but how I'm actually doing. That's a big deal, and that actually makes me a lot more loyal to that person, and then likewise the company. So, and there is data out there about that as well. It reduces your healthcare costs, which is more your insurance that companies can help provide for employees. It just depends on what company it is, how many people you have, as to how that's going down. It can reduce the amount of days you're gone because you are sick, obviously. So the absenteeism of employees can go down if they're just generally healthier, that they're getting more physical activity and that they're eating a little bit more what we should be getting in every day. It also reduces any workman's comp injury claims for those jobs that are a lot more physical. And it, like I already said, it improves loyalty and morale overall, because an employee wellness program is so much more than just what we do at work. It's really putting the person first, and that is how you're really going to get and retain good talent these days. It's not just about how much money you can give them; it's how you treat their time, how you treat who they are, and that's huge. So, and then number two, is honestly, most employees don't know how to create a healthy workforce. This is the guide for you to do that, and no one who didn't go to school for that should just innately understand the steps it would take to create a really good wellness program for their employees. It's not because you're a bad person; it's just that's not your wheelhouse. You maybe got an MBA. I don't know anything about that, but what I am very passionate about and what I have gotten my education in is, moving your body, being well, and how to make that happen. So, with that, let's just go ahead and dive right in. So, the first thing you want to do when you're going to create an employee wellness program is you want to envision, and assess what it is that you're going to target. So, Helen Keller famously said, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision." So you have to have a vision of where you want this thing to go, what it is that you want to tackle. Do you want to increase the amount of physical activity people have, improving their eating and their habits as far as weight management, decreasing stress at work? That is one thing that is huge, an amount of stress at work and at home. If you can decrease that, that can really improve people's mental well-being, which again, talking about that mental well-being is not taboo. That's something that we really need to start supporting more often. Utilize therapists and encourage that in your employee base. We'll get into that more later, multiple videos down the road, but improving your sleep hygiene is yet another way to do it. A lack of sleep is huge in just not making you get enough done, or more done, not enough, but not getting as much done as you could. I can attest, as having newborns in the past, that I was just dragging. Less than 5 hours of sleep a night is no way to live. It's horrible. So, what are you going to target? What is the big thing? If it's construction, maybe you have a lot of people who smoke or vape. Maybe you also have a large amount of people who are a little overweight. So you instead of just talking about eating or exercise, maybe you want to talk about high blood pressure. How do we decrease high blood pressure, which is often something that you see whenever someone is a little bit overweight. High blood pressure will come kind of hand in hand. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. Maybe you want to target that. It's hard to know where to start. But again, you got to have a vision of where you want to take it. So the best thing to do, honestly, is to start out with getting some employee involvement. So, let's do a roundhouse table meeting, like, hey, we're going to get this started. We're going to, develop a wellness program. Maybe you send out something where you can get text message replies, depending on the age of your audience. Most people use text message. Younger, you might be able to do something on a social media platform that's just for employees, and really see what it is that they want. Do they want information on eating, physical activity? What's their driving? Instead of you being the one that sets up everything, really use the employees to help you pull information. And then that way, when we go, you can have that vision and then pull out the things that the employees want to know about. And we can create that overall yearly plan, or that quarterly plan, or that monthly plan, right? So several laws will affect if you're going to try to actually do a survey or get information from people in order to track any changes. There's lots of laws that we will discuss in a couple of videos that you need to be aware of. So the American Disabilities Act, the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, GINA, and then also HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability Accountability Act. So those are things that you do need to keep in mind if you are going to try to collect any data prior to starting the program. And again, I will go through some of the factors to consider, because it is nice to have, some starting data, and then, assessing month to month, or maybe at like the 6-month mark, to see, how are we doing with targeting high blood pressure? How are we doing targeting weight loss? And we can't just get names of people and their weights and have that, and especially their health information on different things, diseases they might be dealing with, diabetes, high blood pressure, that kind of stuff. You can't just have that laying around anywhere, and you can't necessarily collect that without a third-party assist all the time. So lots of laws guarding that, but step one, envision and assess. That's your number one. So next video, we'll talk about second thing, evaluate and target, and we'll go through that. And then lastly, we'll discuss some of those laws you need to be aware of, at least in the United States, for collecting any information. All right, thanks so much, and we'll see you at the next one.